All right, we've mentioned a beast in our story. This beast is actually an ack dog from Star Wars lore. Now, an ack dog's been seen in the comics, some computer games, without any real consistency, and they've always been sort of conceptually animated or slightly different to each other. There's been no real life grounding of the ack dog. So part of our story is we're going to take on the challenge of making a photorealistic, in situ ack dog. I'm not going to tell you how it fits into the story. You'll just have to wait and see. But let's learn more about this ack dog and how it all came together and how it's going to come to life. All right, so I came to you guys with the request for an ack dog from nothing, just a few simple drawings, and you guys have taken it and gone to the nth degree. So thank you for that. But could you tell us about the journey in creating a creature from scratch and putting your own spin on it, and educate me? I know nothing about VFX.
Of course. So it was quite a long process trying to, like you said earlier on, there's so many different references to how this dog looks. We had no reference for real scale. Some of them were 6-7 foot tall, and some of them were tiny. So it was quite difficult. Some of the scales look different on them. The faces look different. So we came up with a lot of different sketches, Adam and I, for how this would look. This is a very early one at the top right here. This is a bit closer to how it would look in the comic.
Wow.
Which we were thinking.
Who drew that?
That was me. That one.
Nice.
So these drawings on this page were me. So we had our very early inspiration was a pangolin, and Adam can talk about why.
Yeah. So in a lot of the artwork and like the stuff of the ack in Star Wars stuff, you know, that's I think in the comics and the games, it's got like a segmented body, which is very bug-like, and its eyes are very bug-like. It's almost like a dog mixed with a bug. But if we wanted it to be more dog-like and go into more of a mammalian sort of, you know, body form, you know, acting like a dog, all this sort of thing, I thought, well, why don't we look at more segmented mammal stuff like armadillos and all this stuff? And then I thought, there's a really obscure creature that exists, and it looks like something out of Star Wars. It's called a pangolin. And these two were like, what the hell is a pangolin? So I showed them this picture, and yeah, it's like a...
Very odd, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just felt those scales, it would be a good sort of bridge into our world.
That's lovely.
Where it's not like a mammal that has a segmented body. It's a mammal that has scales that look like its body's been made segmented.
So we have, as for reference to the model, we have these like pangolin scales. So there was a bigger document we sent, so that's the same one. These are some earlier sketches where we're trying to narrow down what we would like. That leg's around the wrong way, we're going to ignore that.
That's fine. But I see, you got choices in head and how it all looks. And
so when we were arguing between these, this is a good example of what you mentioned earlier on where it didn't look Star Wars-like.
Yeah.
Because these are 3 of my drawings here, and this one we thought didn't look very Star Wars-like. It looked too sort of reptilian.
Okay.
I think it's mainly the head was raised. It looked a bit too much like our world, so we just sort of weirded it up a little bit. Everything in Star Wars is a little bit weird. So
I love it.
we were trying to ride that line between, is it too weird it looks silly, and is it just weird enough to be a weird Star Wars alien?
Yes, we want it to look like it could exist in the real world, not like a Doctor Who alien sort of thing. No offence to Doctor Who, sorry.
Yeah, so from there, once we've got a decent dimension down, we go on to some different shots, like a 3-point angle, a bit closer up on the face. We're just still refining.
Talking about height now as well, I see.
Yeah.
So that's so size.
So you can tell the height.
Oh yeah. We was like thinking how we're gonna like film it on set, and I was thinking we got someone to stand in as the dog with like a 3D printed.
You've done this?
head. No,
Okay.
it's theorizing, but we think with a 3D printed head on, and then we can like see the scale on set on camera.
Okay.
Then I thought, okay, who is going to be on set and who would be willing to do it? And that would be me. So I went downstairs and was asking my mum, can you measure me? And she was like, yeah, I got the measuring tape out, and then I just got on all fours and just was like, okay, yeah, just from hand to head, how tall am I? And she just started laughing at me.
So there's a little bit of you in the dog.
Yeah,
Nick's exact measurement.
I'm not even sure we got the right measurement because I was so like, it was either 63 tall or 83 centimeters tall.
But this is the joy of VFX, in that if the story requires it to be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, like, can I naively assume that if you built it to be Chihuahua size and then we said, oh, we want it to be Doberman size, it's easy to make that change, or is that
proportions would change? I think, like, because like you see, like an elephant, they've got like really thick legs because they're so big. But if you put like a dog leg on an elephant,
Yep.
it'll completely break.
Could
So if it's like a small scale change, it won't be like a big issue.
Okay. Of course, in our story, we don't know if this is a baby or this is a full-grown adult, so we've got a bit of wiggle room in there.
I
so.
think in our minds we've sort of saw it because in the comics they're like 6 foot tall, massive. That's never going to work. So we sort of saw it as like it's been domesticated. It's been bred down to be smaller, like wolves to dogs.
Exactly what I was thinking when we wrote it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was imagining the size of like a Newfoundland, like a large dog, something like that.
So yeah, it's not going to be quite as big as.
Have you given this act dog a name?
We actually haven't.
No,
haven't, no.
we've just been
Thought
calling
about
it the creature.
The creature.
Oh, like Albert or something.
Ronald.
Albert.
Like a really human name, I think could be fun.
No.
That'll do. This is the first of hopefully more than one film in a series around the theme, so there might be more in the next film.
Yes.
Right, so you've got the designs and the drawings, that's fantastic, and it's sort of your job to turn them into a 3D model, I assume that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Have you managed to get that far?
So we're talking with people on Fiverr because our skill set doesn't reach to doing like creature modeling and like organic sort of stuff like that. So we're talking to some people on Fiverr to sort of make the model and then after making it, texturing it and then rigging it. Rigging would be like adding a skeleton so it can be animated. So far we're still on the modeling stage. It's about to be textured at this point. I don't know. It might be textured by the time this video is released.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slowish process, but the more time spent on this, the better the quality will look.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm being,
It's
Taking our
iterative,
time.
isn't it? So we keep constantly giving them feedback. So this is a very early one.
Okay.
But there were some
Wow.
things that we needed to change here. The back leg needed to be thicker. The elbows needed to be brought in a little bit. And a big thing was it needs to be asymmetrical because everything in Star Wars is asymmetrical.
Yeah.
So it's
I've never thought about that
its
before.
horns need to be warped a little bit. Its teeth need to be a little bit
Oh,
off,
wow.
but still interlocked. So there was a lot of thought that went into making this thing look
yeah.
very, very subtly.
On this version, you can tell everything is just straight down the middle.
Yeah. It's just a mirror.
I'll show the camera that.
Giving
So
that
we've-
asymmetry and stuff, like it almost tells its story through how it looks as well. You know, it's not just like, oh, this is like factory-made creature here in the whatever. It's this thing's been through stuff. It's had a life. It's done stuff that you're never going to see, but its body almost tells the story.
Love
From all
it.
those scars and dirt and weathering and all that stuff.
So did you make a 3D clay of this, like you talked
No,
about before? No? Or is that not how it's done in the modern?
It's sort of done digitally. Somebody would like start with like a ball or like sort of sculpt it into legs and stuff, all on the computer.
Wow.
But that's not within our skill set, unfortunately.
That he was doing that based off of the documents we made.
Yeah,
the
so
design
we
documents.
we showed angles from as many sides as we can, like all of the details that we're referencing, and we send it off to this guy on Fiverr, and he's sort of been slowly, creating it.
Here's an interesting
Creating
one.
our
This is so this is our feedback without the text on it yet. So this is just the images of our feedback. So small things we're changing. We need the body to be elongated a bit more, the
Okay.
legs to be a bit thicker, tail a bit longer. This jaw needs to be a bit more pronounced.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a big thing Adam pointed out with the rotation
Yeah.
points.
I think we've realised that the jaw, he was going to have a severe underbite, and it was going to look a little bit goofy. So we
Okay.
thought thicken up the jaw a bit so
It needs to look scary, not
Yeah.
not.
And
Popular.
this is our little note about asymmetry. So those horns need to go off like that, and the teeth need to be very jagged but still interlock.
Yep.
So it can close properly.
Good lord.
And yeah, just smooth the gradient with the scales looks nice.